1, 2, now it's fine. And what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Grown Up Podcast, where you already know what we do. We talk about that grown up shit. And of course, I sprinkle that independent music here at the end of the episodes. And of course, we got a new twist this year for the Naturally on a Wave segment. We're shining a spotlight on an artist, and we got a brand new month. I know last month ended kind of abruptly, but please make sure you guys check out last month's artist. Spotlight was BCN. He got a brand new album dropped, brand new single, all of that. Go check him out. But this month, it's all about a brand new artist that we're shining the spotlight on. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the end. I got that now spotlight artist for you guys at the end here. And yes, we did secure an interview, so watch out for that. In the upcoming weeks, that will be dropping as well. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for supporting the independent movement and supporting these independent artists who are shining their lights and catching these waves out here. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate y'all. All right, so before we get into the episode, if you are a new listener, hitting that play button, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you are a listener and subscriber who is tuning back into the podcast, thank you so much for rocking with me. Thank you for loving me, sharing the podcast, showing your support, giving me that flame to keep going and lighting the fire under me to never give up, you know what I'm saying, and stick to this because it's something I want to do. So I appreciate you guys so much. I feel the love, and I have to start the episode off by doing that. So now let's get into it. Now, as I said, last month ended kind of abruptly. I was kind of all over the place. I was still recovering a little bit, sort of, but I had finished recovering around the end of February. I got the clearance to go back to work, and ever since that, a lot of shit has just been happening to me, one after the other. But honestly, I'm really trying to just take all of this as a lesson, and take it as a redirection in my life, something that I really needed and something that is positive. And so, I just kind of wanted to share a little bit deeper about, things that are going on with me and how my grown-up life is developing for me. And if any of you are relating to what I'm about to speak on right now, please reach out to me. You can reach out via email, grownuppodcast95@gmail.com, or you can reach out to me on Instagram at the Grown Up Podcast, or you can DM me on Twitter or DM me on Instagram. My Twitter is famousd_95. So yeah, you guys just reach out to me if you relate to this story. And so I'm gonna just get into it. As I said, things have just been crazy lately. As I told you guys a little bit in the last episode, I lost my job, and from there, things obviously have just been snowballing. As you guys know, I've been transitioning, and so losing my job was a huge blow for me these past couple weeks, and it's been really hard to focus on my podcast and my future and just my career and things like that, with having to deal with everything with losing my job, because it wasn't just losing my job, it was losing insurance that I need for my transition, and I feel it's a lot of things going on with it. So like I said, all of that entail I've been dealing with that for the past couple weeks, and shit has just been crazy. My mind has been racing. I haven't been sleeping well. All of this stuff has just been really, really difficult for me. And so I just wanted to talk about, my journey a little bit more, about me experiencing these different, I don't know. I don't know what to call them. I guess big lesson moments. I don't know if any of you ever experienced like a huge lesson moment where you're just like, damn, like there was no way you could deny that lesson. Like there was so many signs and words and all these, it was so much shit that you just could not deny it, and you had to face it. And so for me, it was like, I thought I was doing everything right, except when it came to the relationship realm. The relationship realm of my life has been oh so difficult ever since I can remember. And you know, it's because I didn't really have the best examples of relationships growing up, and so I'm really just obviously doing like a trial and error, test and error. I mean, just like anyone else, you know. And so except that, I really thought that I was doing and taking all the steps, all the right steps, everything that I've learned from childhood, everything, you know, that I was taught and all that before I turned 18. I thought, okay, cool, now I'm 18, I'm doing everything right. You know, I'm doing everything that I was taught, everything that I know, that I was peeping out while I was growing up and, you know, trying to soak up and be a sponge. And, you know, I thought I was making all the right moves and I thought everything was going great and everything. So by the time I moved out and I was 18, I was like, all right, you know, I got this, which I'm assuming at this point, this is where parents are like, see, I told you, you thought you knew everything when I was telling you this, and now you're learning these things. And, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, yes, okay, if you went through it, then you obviously know your kids are going to go through it. And you know, I feel as though you should just support them, and rather than tell them like, no, don't go down. Oh my God, like, you know, just because it's inevitable to make your own mistakes, even if they are repeat mistakes that, you know, your parents have made. And it's up to you to want to really take an in-depth look at those things and be able to change them. And so over the years, these things that I've done, that I've been taught, and you know, everything growing up before 18 and then turning 18 and trying to apply these things, it was like everything that I was going through, it was like almost right, but not quite. You know, it was like, yeah, I did most of the right moves, but these few steps were wrong and it just fucked up the whole thing. So I'm like, damn, you know, like I'm thinking I know everything. I'm thinking I know everything, all the steps to take because I was taught exactly how to maneuver this situation. And I do it, but I take a couple wrong steps, or I misstep, or I, you know, second guess myself, or whatever the case may be. And now the whole thing goes to shit. And I have to start back at square one. And I have to figure out what the hell I did wrong, or what misstep happened, or when did I second guess myself. And then I have to learn that lesson for, you know, the next time, which is going to be next time because history repeats itself. And so now as I'm learning, you know, obviously I've learned a lot of lessons, and it's been it's been a struggle trying to figure out which ones are lessons that were the best to learn, and the ones that not really the best, but the ones that I'm able to cope with best learning, and ones that I have to take a little bit more in-depth look into in order to understand those lessons. And so that's kind of like the point I'm at right now, where I'm really trying to get more in depth with, you know, these mistakes that I've made and the lessons that I'm trying to learn, because, you know, we're doing this by ourselves, and it's not like you can look back into your life file and be like, okay, this is the lesson, this is everything that happened, and, you know, like, it's not really like that. It's not going to play back to you as a movie and then you're just going to be like, okay, you're taking notes and you learn the lesson. No, you just obviously have to keep repeating it and be like, okay, well, last time I did this, so next time, if there's going to be a next time, I'm going to do this instead. And you never know when it's going to be the next time, you know. So life just is like that. And so, yeah, I mean, while I'm doing this and while I'm trying to feel or move as though I know everything, in the back of my mind, I know I absolutely know nothing. And I think I've said this before on the podcast, it's like, we have no idea what the fuck we're doing, you know. And it's hilarious that at 18 they give us all this power and tell us we're adults, and that, you know, we can do whatever we want, and we have all the right tools to be able to make right or wrong decisions. It's insane, because then you give this young 18-year-old this idea that they can do whatever they want, and whatever happens, and shit just one thing after another, one bad thing after another bad thing after another bad thing. And unless you start to really see the pattern, you won't. You're just gonna keep going with what and it's gonna become familiar, and it's gonna be like, okay, well, what does good even look like, or what does a better path even look like? And so for me, I'm just now, like I said, restarting and resetting from all these decisions that I thought I was making that were right all along that really weren't, and now I have to kind of, in a sense, trash all of that, and I have to restart, and I have to say, okay, this decision or this part of me that does this when this happens, I can't do that anymore. I have to redirect and do something different, because that's no longer working, and it put me in this type of space before, and I don't want to be in that space anymore. So I need to learn whatever it is I need to learn from that, redirect, and on this new path, I'm not taking that on this new path. I'm going to do something different on this new path, and so doing this kind of redirection, I really have to work on my faith, because I have no idea how this redirecting path is going to be. I don't know where it's going to take me. I feel as though it's going to take me in the best place possible, but you never know. You can only hope that you are making the decisions that are best for you, and it's going to take you to where you want to be, but so you really have to, or me at least, I have to work on my faith and really not only believing in myself, but believing that there's something greater that is also doing the work and helping me get to where I want to be. And that isn't the easiest either, because I have bills and all these things, all these negative things staring at me in my face, like waiting on me to make a move, and I'm taking steps in a different direction, and I have no idea what is going to come of it. And I have to be patient, because I'm planting all these seeds, setting all these steps and things to take, but I haven't taken any steps or anything yet. I'm just planting some seeds and mapping some things out, but I haven't done anything yet. And on this other side, I have all these bills like looking at me, or negative things looking at me like, what are you gonna do? What's the steps you're gonna take? And now I'm just like, okay, now I've planted all these seeds, now I've mapped all these roads out of whatever it is I'm gonna do, the hard works that I'm gonna put in, and all of that. And now I'm working on the part where I'm trusting my faith, having this new direction with it, and trying to micromanage myself less and put less pressure off of myself, because obviously the old path, I was micromanaging myself. Every move I took, it was like, okay, is this the correct one? If it's not, then I have to make sure that whatever it is I'm doing, I got to make sure that was right. It was like everything was like, it has to be precise, almost trying to be perfect almost all the time, which is insane, or damn near close to insanity, because nobody's perfect. And I don't know if anyone else is experienced this or has gone through this, but this is just, I'm speaking from my experience. And so with micromanaging myself, I feel like I really put a dent on myself. I put a stunt on my growth, because I was trying so hard to make sure I was doing these right things and doing everything that I was taught and doing it the right way and trying to make sure it was perfect, when nothing is really perfect. And the things that the things that I was taught may not work or have absolutely never worked in the times now. And so I have to figure out, all of us grown-ups have to figure out now different directions that we can take in order to, be better for ourselves and be better for our futures. And I know it's really difficult right now because shit is crazy. We still got the Rona, got the gas prices crazy now. Shit is wild, but we're doing our best to figure out how we can navigate through this. And so, another part of me trying to figure out what I can do as far as the steps that I can take to be better in this new direction I'm taking is learning to let go of people who aren't meant to be in my life. That's another thing, because in my old path, I kept holding on to people because I don't know, because you just, like I've said in previous episodes, you crave that human contact, and that familiarity. For me, it's like I don't want new people, I don't want new things, but you have more opportunity and more space to grow when you are surrounding yourself with new people, with different perspectives, and different minds around you. And so, not saying I'm completely letting people go around me, but I mean in the sense of like, they're my go-to people to go out or whatever. Like I can just go out and try and meet new people and gain new contacts and connections like that, And I think that's a part of growing up, is learning that yes, your friends from childhood, or the ones that you've acquired up until this point, yes, they'll be there if they are the ones that are supposed to be there. But you also have this new path that you have to go on, where you have to create a whole new world for yourself of connections. And especially in these times, it's all about connections, and so for me, having to branch out, it's scary to me a little bit, even though I'm a people person, even though I do love talking to people and interacting and things like that. I also am skeptical, because of today's society and how people are and how people treat each other. But that's something that I'm learning, and I know that obviously there's not all bad people in the world. So, these are just the steps that I'm trying to take in my new path, or things that I'm trying to do differently in my new path that, I don't want to take from my old path, so that my new path is much more different. And so, another thing that my new path, I hope, doesn't have too much is obstacles, and my old path definitely had a bunch of obstacles that I had to jump over. But fighting through those obstacles, like, losing my job, losing benefits, losing all these negative things, fighting through those obstacles has and is going to help me in my new path, because I'm learning all these lessons, and I'm learning all these things of what to do and what not to do, so that I can redirect, and what I really want to get to is, I want to get to a point in my life where I'm grateful for every day I wake up, because it's another day that I can try one more time and, keep digging much closer to where I want to be. And I think that is the beauty of being a grown-up, is starting from a point where you're like, yeah, I know everything, and I think I know everything, and no one can tell me anything. And then once you really start to go through the motions of life, you're like, damn, okay, wait a minute, I didn't know that, or I didn't know that, I didn't know that. And then you start to realize, like, hold on, maybe I don't know everything I thought I did, or hold on, like, all this new shit, I have to know all this new shit. And that's the beauty of you keep growing and you keep learning, and then some point you're just like, wow, I went from thinking that I knew everything to completely knowing nothing, and gaining this whole new knowledge and whole new perspective of life. And now I get to teach this to my kids, and you get to watch them go through pretty much the same things of, like, you teach them everything and they think they know everything, and that's just how it is. But that's the beauty of just, life in itself, and really expanding your mind and really understanding, like, what life truly is about. And it's truly just about growth and learning, and I think another big lesson for me is patience. You guys have no idea how much little patience I have. And I've always said, oh, I do have patience, I have all this patience, but as of lately, I've really been like honing into myself and trying to notice the things I do, and I realize I really don't have a lot of patience. But with this new path that I'm taking, and having to plant these seeds and map out new roads and new ways to do this and that, I really noticed that I have to practice patience. Because before, when I thought I was doing everything good and planting all these seeds and everything was going great, and it didn't turn out the way that I thought it would, because I did it so quickly, I got frustrated and I got angry, because I'm like, I did the work, I put in the work, I did it, even though it was quick, it was fast. Why isn't it producing what I wanted it to? And the beauty of it is that when you plant these seeds and you map out these new roads and things, the beauty of it is watering it and watching it grow. Is putting in the time to tell myself to go to attend these classes, go to attend these conferences, go to meet up with podcasting people, this journey along the way of these memories and these experiences and these opportunities that I get to gain. That is the beauty of my new path, and the path in life that you're gonna get to where you want to go, is that patience. That patience of putting in the work and time and grind, no matter what it is. Literally grinding it out through the dirt, the mud, blood, sweat, and tears, and every opportunity, every experience that you go through, and at the end, seeing everything that you've done and remembering all the things that you've been through, and having this story that you have at the end, and now you're where you're at. And that's just that's the beauty of the journey. And so I'm trying to learn that right now, with practicing patience, of understanding the beauty of this journey, and understanding that I have to go through this part. I have to go through the part where I lose my job and I learn how to do these benefits things on my own, and do all these things on my own. I have to go through this, and I can't see these mistakes or lessons as negative things. I have to take it in stride with positivity, because that's the only way that I'm going to be able to push past these obstacles and reach the goals that I want to reach, and reach the potential that I want to reach. And that's for anybody out there who has been knocked off of their path, who is currently experiencing a roadblock right now, or who's currently has experienced one negative thing after the other in their life. Don't take those things as negative things that will knock you off your path and you'll never get back on track. Even if it means that you're starting over on a different path, that is great. That means you've started over. You have a clean slate. You can literally make better choices now because you're starting from scratch. and that's how I see it. I see it as I'm starting from scratch. I'm not really starting from scratch like with my podcasting and all that stuff, because I've been putting in so much work and so much time with that. I haven't been putting in the work and time with the working world as I've done with my podcasting, so I have to redirect my mind to what I've been putting my work into and not worry about that negative roadblock, because that negative roadblock is going to take care of itself, and that's where, again, the faith comes in. I have faith that that negative roadblock is going to take care of itself. I have to redirect on this new path and take this new path and, embrace what I want to do with podcasting or radio or audio or whatever it is, and keep putting in the work and time and keep watering the seeds that I have in this lane and taking these paths that I've set out with this. And, then I'll make it to what it is that I want to make it to. I'll make it to the end. I'll see whatever comes from these seeds that I've watered, and I'll see what sprouts from it. And, I know that it'll be something great, and it'll be something great for you guys as well. Like I said, if you have redirected and you're on a new path, you're setting up you're planting new seeds, and, you're watering them, be patient. Practice patience. That's the best thing I could say, because that's the best thing that I've found in this journey, and in really taking the time to think in my mind, like, what is it that I need to do? I'm like, okay, I can't really do much, and I'm at the point where I can't really do much, and only thing I can do is plant these seeds and be patient, and so that's my mind and my mindset of, what it is of trying to navigate through this grown-up life and navigating through tough times, and, the paths that you think you're traveling on that's right. And, sometimes you get knocked off and you're going to something different, but, I'm not stopping, you guys. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing. And I thank you guys, and I appreciate you guys for tuning into the podcast, and for subscribing, and for sharing, and for, not giving up on me. And you guys keep lighting that flame and supporting me and telling me to keep going. And I appreciate you guys so much for, sticking around and listen to me rant and rave and blab about this crazy life that we're living, and it's insane, and it's crazy being a grown-up. It really is. But at the end of the day, we're learning every single day. And, I want to get to the point where I'm supporting other people in any way possible as well, because it's not just about my success, it's about all of our success, so yeah, I hope you guys I hope you guys understood the gist of what I was talking about today. I know I kind of did a little rantish, sort of, but I was on the right track. I hope, and let me know, you guys, if you are experiencing a redirection in your life. If you've been knocked off your original path that you thought you were traveling, and now you're on a different path, or maybe you were working hard on another one while you were working through a different path, and then you got knocked off, or however the story is. Let me know your story. You can email me, you can DM me, tweet at me. I would love to get connected with you guys. I would love to know the type of audience I'm talking to, the age range. I would love for you guys to reach out to me. I won't read it on the podcast, I'll just read it to myself. But I would love to connect with you guys. So reach out to me, email me, DM me. You guys follow me on my social medias. You already know I'm your host that does the most, and I appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all make sure y'all check out this Naturally on a Wave artist at the end here. His name is Talib. He's super dope. He's a great guy. Like I said, I snagged an interview with him, so y'all make sure y'all watch out for that coming up in the upcoming weeks. But right now, we about to get into his music, so I appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all support the independent movement, and we about to tune in to Talib.
Talib again. on time. You won't take your life. You don't think that you can make it out. You think you're far behind when everyone's far gone. But you don't see through their eyes, and you don't know what they're going through. Now you turn around and you take a stand while the sun still shines. You can make it last. Now you kill the dream and more. Couldn't be so long, but the days are gone. You think I'm out of pain, you think you see my pain. Bet you wouldn't believe, nothing in disbelief. You think we are the same, you think I don't feel pain. You lie, you lie, you lie, you lie. We just go.
What's up, grown-ups? Y'all already know you're tuning in to the Now Spotlight artist for this month. His name is Talib. Do me a favor, go to the description below, check out his links, go and follow him on his social medias, and please go and stream his music. He's got new music on the way. Make sure y'all look out for that interview that we did that's coming up in a couple of weeks. And y'all already know we shine a spotlight on him this entire month. So go and support the independent movement, support this independent artist, check out Talib. And y'all already know for me, my links will be in the description below as well. So y'all can follow me, y'all can reach out to me, let's connect. I appreciate y'all, I love y'all. Stay safe, be kind, and we out. Let's keep vibing.
Niggas know how to package, I swear you won't believe. You can make these decisions based off internet cloud. I be singing in pigeons, winter and that. I know that the pain may not go. You know what I don't know is the reason you couldn't go. You think I'm out of pain, you think you see my pain. Bet you wouldn't believe, nothing in disbelief. You think we are the same, you think I don't feel pain. You lie, you lie, you lie, you lie. We just open, we just open, we just open. But you lie.